I'm going to show you how I made these super cute marshmallow decorations that you can have at your coffee station, hot cocoa station, or just have as decoration around your house this holiday season. I made these out of these foam dice that I got at Dollar Tree. You can get them in a pack of 2 for $1. And if you see this bigger one over here, this is a separate dice that you saw at the beginning, and we'll talk about this later. But we can begin with the smaller versions. So you can use acrylic paint or you can use chalk paint, which is what I did. So what is the difference? I painted one with chalk and then actually one with acrylic, which is this one here. And then the other ones are with chalk paint. The difference that I found was that with the chalk paint, I didn't have to paint them, give many coats. I did, I think, 2 coats on them. With the acrylic paint, I did have to do it, I want to say 3 or 4 times because the color of the dice was showing through. The other difference that I found was that the acrylic paint is glossy, and I know you can get that matte. I just think the paint that I have is not matte, so I don't really like the glossy finish for this project, just because they are supposed to resemble marshmallows, and marshmallows do have that powdery chalk look to it. So anyhow, so this is the first thing you do. You're gonna, again, you might have to have more than 1 coat, and once you do this part, which is just painting it, they have different colors at Dollar Tree. I believe they have the blue dice, the orange one, and I think there's another color. But I chose the orange just because it's a lighter color and I thought it'd be easier to paint over. So see, it's already looking, again, this is with the chalk paint. And actually it says acrylic paint, matte finish, no prep, but it is in chalk white. So I guess you can use chalk paint or this chalk finish paint. Where did I get this? I got this at Walmart. So another difference is the price. Acrylic paint, plain acrylic paint is actually cheaper. So if you notice that areas where I was holding it, what I was doing is just letting it dry. And then once it's dry, turn the dice around and then paint the other side. And then that way we can cover that part. So while we let that dry, I'm going to put this over here. We're going to let that dry. We can move on to the second step, which was adding the chocolate, actually what looks like chocolate on top of the dice. And how we did that is by, in a little plastic container, we added, I have brown acrylic paint, and this is in nutmeg. Just any brown that you like. You can use a darker brown to resemble a darker chocolate, or you can use a lighter brown. It's really up to you. So see, I just added a little bit here. And to that, I am going to add some plain glue, white glue. You can also add Mod Podge if you like. What we're trying to do is thicken up the paint. So see, there's no specific amount that you can put in there. You just play with it, and I'm just using the back of a paintbrush to mix it. Again, this is just to thicken the acrylic paint, because what we're going to do is pour it on top of the dice. And so the first time I just poured it on top, and I think I poured too much, which is what I did with this bigger dice, to the point where this is what happened. So I didn't have room anymore to actually draw on the face. So you have to be careful. You don't have to put a lot on it. It'll drip on its own. And then what I did, see, the same thing happened to this bottom one here. So I just painted one side, making it look almost as if the hair, the chocolate is hair covering one side. So what I did with this one, I actually cheated a little bit, but it worked out. So what I did, I painted on a little bit of the edge of the of the dice, just again resembling the chocolate melting, and then I poured a little bit on top and it finished melting. And then if you notice, it was already melting, dripping kind of low. So what I did, I put the marshmallow up just a little bit to air dry, and then on my hand actually, just blow it like this, and then it dried. So you just kind of have to play with it, and you will have some that are not going to turn out like you like to, but I guess that's the fun part where, let's see, so I'm trying to see which one's the best part, just I guess what looks painted the best. I'll leave it like this. So I think I'm gonna, I don't know if I should drip it on or just paint it on. I'm a little scared to drip it on. So I think I am going to try to paint it on a little bit. I'm going to cheat a little bit here. So see, I painted it a little bit on, and let's see here. I'm going to try to drip it. I'm going to drip it on the back side just a little bit. So I'm just adding a little bit to the middle, not necessarily to the edge, because it will eventually drip down to the edge. So I don't know if you can see it here. Let's see. I added some to the top. So with the paintbrush, I will slowly push it to the edge on the sides, just so it'll drip on its own. Let's try the back. See, this one's already dripping, and it looks like it's going to be a long drip. So let me see if I can try to hold that up. That's not ideal where you want to hold a drop, because you just want to let it melt down. So I'm just pushing the other one a little bit down. And this is the side and the back, so I'm not really concerned for it to drip too much. But what I am concerned about is the front, just because I don't want it to drip all the way down, just so I'm able to draw on the face. And I think it's because I put on too much on the other ones, but it did take over a day to dry. So just be patient with these. I'm slowly just pushing the paint to the edges so it can drip. Let's see if I can turn it around. See, it's starting to drip on that side. This side has not, so I'm gonna push it again just a little bit. I'm not trying to push a lot because I don't want the same thing that happened to the big dice. And speaking of the big dice, those are not, see, let me show you these here. So these dice have the circles painted on, so it was easier to paint over. And this big dice has this, or had this cardboard circle, more of a dry erase circle where I guess you can write the numbers on. So I thought it would be easy to peel off. It really wasn't. So if you see here, I took it off, but you can see the rough circle around that left there. I think that was me trying to peel it off. So I didn't really like that. So I mean, I guess it's a bigger dice. I just kind of left it as decoration because, again, this was the first one I made. I added too much paint to it. It looks kind of funky, and that was me trying to draw a face on it. It didn't work out, so we're just going to use the back of it or even the corner of it for decoration. Yeah, that's an ugly face, I know. So here we go with the die. See how it's melting on the side? I think that actually looks cute. I was afraid it was going to look really bad. It's already messed up here. See, I touched it. But I wanted this to be the front, but I'm actually liking how the other ones look. Well, never mind. It's dripping too much. Dripping too much to so I think with this I'm just going to grab some paint from the top and then paint the brown down here. And like I said, this does take, I want to say, about a day. Honestly, the big one took, I want to say, 2 days because the top was still super wet when I tried to color in a face. And as far as a face, what I used was a Sharpie, a black Sharpie marker. And you can use, obviously, black acrylic paint if you like to. So here I'm just adding a little more just so it can drip. but I thought the Sharpie worked good. And again, as far as the little cheek blush cheekies there, I also used a super pink, I'm trying to see if I have it around here, Sharpie, the lightest pink there is. And I was trying to look at the marker to see if it has a name, but it doesn't. It's just a super light Sharpie, and you can actually just try to, if you already have one and you don't know if you want to use that one, you can just write or try it on the back of the marshmallow like I did here. I just drew a little line just to see if it was the pink that I wanted. So here we go. So see, there's the front, and we're gonna let that dry. And once that dries, then we're just gonna use a Sharpie marker to draw in the circles. I'm sorry, you can do circles, or you can do what I did here. It just looks like their eyes are closed, and with the little eyelashes, you draw in the little mouth, and then the little circles on the side just to resemble the blush. They're super cute and easy to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then in a bit, I will show you how they all look and turned out, okay? So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, here they are, guys. How cute are these? Besides pumpkins, I love marshmallows. So when I saw this craft idea, I knew I had to recreate it with the kids. We had so much fun painting them and adding the face to them. You can also leave them blank, white, just like this one, again, because it is supposed to resemble a marshmallow. Or you can also just have the paint drip without the faces on them. We just added the faces on them because we thought they looked very cute with them on. Do not mind my champurrado here. So I did find the Sharpie that I used to draw in the blush. It doesn't have a name on it, but just to show you the shade of it, I think it's the lightest pink I found at the store. So again, you can have them stacked like this. I think they look pretty cute. You don't even have to glue them together or anything, or you can have them standing alone. These look great on if you have like a hot cocoa station, or just a coffee station, or if you love marshmallows like I do, then you'll probably have these year-round somewhere in your house. So have fun making these, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.